Friendo, Steve here. Welcome back to the show. It's that time again. I did this yesterday. I'm going to do it again today. I know I said I was going to put it off till next week, but screw it. I'm just going to do it now. Here we are back on the draft board. Time to rank if all these Smackdown draft moves were good, were bad, or were maybe. Who cares? Not a big deal, right? Anyways, let's go ahead and do this. This should be a lot of fun. Before we get started, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. Give this video a thumbs up. If you don't like the video by the end of it, you can always take it back. Here we go. Let's see here. First up, let's go ahead. I'm not going to do this in any particular order. Just I've got the order here in Photoshop of all these. So number one, Drew McIntyre. This is kind of an interesting one here for Drew McIntyre because he was the biggest babyface on Raw. He's been sort of supplanted by Big E now that he's a champion. Drew's story is he's trying to chase the top title to be in front of fans because he was the top champion with no fans and he never got to experience that particular thrill with fans. So this move for Drew is a very bad one because there is no chance that he's going to be the guy to dethrone Roman Reigns. That's not going to happen. I feel like Drew was moved over to SmackDown because he's a great babyface. I thought he was a really good champion. Unfortunately for him, I don't think he's going to be the guy to pry that Universal title out of Roman Reigns' hands. So for Drew, I feel like he's just being fed to the tribal chief. They'll have a nice, long, meaty feud. And although maybe they'd switch that title over to him here and there. I don't know. I don't think it's going to happen. I think Roman's going to have that title for a very long time. Let's talk about these two gentlemen, Mustafa Ali and Mansoor. I know that it seems like they got split up in advance of Crown Jewel, so Mansoor could get that win over Mustafa Ali. I think that win is going to get them back together. I think Mustafa Ali is going to be like, oh, wow, you are good. You can be a winner here in the WWE. They're going to get back together, and they're going to join that terrific tag team pool there on SmackDown. I think SmackDown, if you're a tag team, that's the place to be. I mentioned this in the video yesterday when we talked about Raw. You don't want to be a tag team and be on Monday Night Raw. Moving on, Mace. It sort of remains to be seen. If he's given a good gimmick, then yeah, Mace will be fine. If he's not given a good gimmick, then Mace won't be fine. So right now it's sort of the jury's out. We don't really know. I do like that he was split from Dijak. So I'll put it on the good end of meh. But you don't know. You don't know until he's got a new gimmick because what he's doing right now, that one interview I saw with him, he looks like he's the same dude in the tag team. And if there's one thing you don't want to do, it's be split from a tag team and still be the same person you were in the tag team. All right, next, Drew Gulak. This is incredibly good for him. He gets out of I'm going to put him so far up here. You just see the last two letters of his name. For Drew Gulak, this is amazing because he gets to be off he's out of the 24/7 division. He might not be on TV, but at least he's not in the 24/7 division. And he's got a shot at doing some good low-level work with some decent names. Like Sami Zayn. Who wouldn't want to see a feud between Drew Gulak and Sami Zayn? I think it'd be a lot of fun. They could do a lot with Drew Gulak. This is a great move for him. Get him out of that 24/7 division. Next up, Aaliyah. Nothing good for her because she has not been doing literally anything since she got called up, and she's been in call-up purgatory for a couple months now. So this is great for her. Her name got mentioned on TV, kind of like Mia Yim to Raw. Good for them. Clean slate. Hopefully they'll use her. And with Zelina Vega and Carmella leaving, it's probably good for her. I know they reloaded SmackDown with a couple of other names in the women's division, but hopefully she gets to get in there and mix it up. Next up, Jeff Hardy heading over to SmackDown. He was really sort of all over the place on Raw. At times he was in the United States title picture, and at times he was literally in the 24/7 division. So this is, I'm going to say, between good and meh. I don't see anything being bad about this for Jeff Hardy. There seems to be a renewed interest in the WWE front office for Jeff Hardy. So maybe that'll continue, and maybe he will vie for Nakamura's Intercontinental Championship. That's a possibility. Naomi heading to SmackDown with the Bloodline. This is good for her. because she is still on the same brand as the Bloodline. Hopefully she gets to mix it up with her husband and Roman and all that. So yeah, this is good. They got her in a really good thing with Sonya Deville right now too. So it kind of depends on how you're used, obviously. But so far, I don't see any downside to Naomi being on staying on SmackDown. I think that's good. Hit Row. This is amazing for Hit Row. The entire crew over to SmackDown. This is great for them. The best show the WWE has. They're moving off of NXT 2.0 and they're hitting here on SmackDown. This is great. This is huge for them. That's amazing. So yeah, great for Hit Row. Hopefully they'll be featured in a prominent spot because I think they're great. Swerve again immediately could vie for that Intercontinental Championship. I think that'd be really terrific. See if they can run with the ball when it's given to them. Get that Intercontinental Championship placed on Swerve, or hell, maybe even Top Dollar. Let's see here. Moving on. Happy Corbin and Madcap Moss staying on SmackDown. For them, it's who gives a shit. For me, it's bad because I like SmackDown and I don't like them. I'm sorry. I thought poor Corbin was funny, but this Happy Corbin and Madcap Moss shit, I could care less. I do not want to see him on my TV screen. So, meh, whatever. Like I don't care. I don't want to see them on my TV. So for them, this is good. I guess because Miz is staying on Raw and he sort of fulfills the same role, I guess. So them being, I guess for them, it's probably for them it's good. For them it's good. So you gotta give them this, I guess. The New Day, like I said before, SmackDown is now the land of tag teams. The New Day is going to benefit greatly from that. They're there with the Usos, and wherever the Usos are, the New Day should be. Charlotte Flair is a move to SmackDown good for her. It's sort of, it doesn't matter, so I'm going to put it here, meh. I mean, I guess maybe technically they get better ratings. I'll sort of put it between here and there. They get better ratings on SmackDown, so it's a bigger platform for her. That's kind of the only upside there is. She's done everything there is to do in the WWE. Literally everything there is to do. She's already like a 13-time champion or something like that. So I guess at this point on SmackDown, maybe she can try to go for her dad's record, I guess. Shotzi Blackheart was split from Tegan Nox and sent to SmackDown. Where are you, Shotzi? There you are. I think this is good. I think that she has a really strong, she's unique. She doesn't really fill much of the other roles of the other people in the women's division. If you take a look at their women's division now, it's very varied, if you will. You have Aaliyah, who sort of fulfills that kind of Carmella type role. You've got Shotzi now, who's very unique. You got Shayna Baszler, who is obviously her own thing. And you got Xia Li now, and she is unique also. And Natalya. All the women in the women's division now have their own thing. There's not a lot of redundancy there, which I think is good for all of them because it'll all give them a shot to shine. And that's good. I'd mentioned this on Raw, for example. You got Nia Jax and Tamina on the same brand. They kind of fill a similar niche. Here on SmackDown, I kind of feel like that's not the case. So, yeah, I mean, she's probably going to be put in a tag team with, I don't know, Naomi, somebody else who's very, with her presentation is very colorful. So we'll see how that all works out. But I think it's good for her. I didn't like her in a tag team with Tegan Nox. They did nothing with them. So I think Shotzi, if given like some cool video vignettes to kick things off, emphasize her personality, she'll be great on SmackDown. Jinder Mahal and Shanky, is this good or bad for them? There's only so much room at the top. They're not a true tag team. I feel like on Raw, they would have been featured on a regular basis. Given that Big E is the champion, he could have had a feud with Big E. Jinder's a bad guy. Roman's a good guy. This is not good for them. It's good for Veer because he gets to get away from them, but I don't think this is good for them. Sami Zayn staying on SmackDown. Sort of a meh move. I actually wouldn't be shocked if Sami Zayn was in Kevin Owens territory. Everybody's talking about Kevin Owens going to AEW. Wouldn't shock me if we saw El Generico in AEW either. So I think he always does good work wherever he is. He's been on SmackDown for a long time, so I'm going to say this is sort of a meh to bad move for him, staying on the same brand. I really actually kind of liked where they were going with that whole Rey Mysterio, Dom Mysterio, Sami Zayn thing, and now that's gone, so who knows. Ridge Holland Step on up, please, sir. This is great for you. This is awesome. Welcome to the main roster. You got to jump off that sinking. I'm not going to call it sinking ship anymore. I'll be honest with you guys. NXT 2.0 is actually pretty decent this week. This is a solid show this week. I feel like it might be too late for me to do my video. NXT 2.0 is terrible. But if you still want to see me do a video exclusively on NXT 2.0 and how terrible it was and how good it could be, let me know in the comments below. Next up, Cesaro. Staying on SmackDown. Terrible move for him. He's already done everything he could do possibly on SmackDown. He's already fought Roman Reigns for that WWE Universal Championship. He's, I think, been a little... Has he been in the Intercontinental scene? Probably. He's been around for so long. He's done everything. This is just not a good move for him. Like, if he was on Raw, more time, a more fluid situation with the main title, possibly a more fluid situation with the United States Championship. Don't like this move for Cesaro. He shouldn't like this. Humberto Carrillo and Angel Garza. This is a great move for them. I love their rebrand. I love what they're doing with them now. They're in the land of tag teams. They're going to really flourish here. Ricochet. He might be the best. He's literally right here in the good. This is the most good move for anybody. If he doesn't make it here on SmackDown, then he really needs to consider asking for his release or something, because if they're not going to do anything with him on SmackDown, they sure as shit wasn't going to do anything with him on Raw. He was on the main event all the time, the show main event, not the actual main event. Moving to SmackDown, that's great for him because he's not going to be stuck just being the guy in main event. I really hope they can use him on SmackDown. If not, he's in trouble. Viking Raiders, what have I said? SmackDown is a land of tag teams. We're going to put them right here in the good because this is awesome for them. Xia Li, she is out of NXT 2.0 and she has a brand. They said her name, so this is a good move for her. Again, like I said, the women's division on SmackDown, it's pretty varied right now. And I feel like Charlotte Flair is more apt to drop that title than Becky Lynch at this point. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and give that a solid thumbs up for Xia Li. Shayna Baszler moving off Raw to SmackDown. Again, solid women's division right now on SmackDown. Good move for her. Sheamus moving to SmackDown. I love Sheamus these days. I think he's doing great work, and I think he could actually be either a heel or a snarky face. Put him in there with Roman Reigns for a couple months. This is a good move for Sheamus. A lot of good moves for these people on SmackDown. King Nakamura with Rick Boogs is staying on SmackDown. He's the Intercontinental Champion. If he wasn't the Intercontinental Champion, this would probably be... I mean, he's just been there for so long, although there is an influx of new talent that he can now have feuds with, so it's kind of a whatever move. I'm not going to say it's a bad move, but it's not like overwhelmingly good for him. He's in a good spot already. He's the mid-card champion. He should be happy. Sasha Banks staying on SmackDown. I feel like she's going to be a part-timer anyways, so this is sort of like, yeah, okay. I mean, I don't know whether not moving at all. Like if she went to Raw, if she went to SmackDown, I mean, there's a lot. Here's the thing about Sasha Banks. Her and Charlotte at the top of the pecking order. There's a lot of new feuds for them. So yeah, I'm going to call this good for her. I'm going to say that's good for her. The Usos and Roman Reigns. I mean, the Usos, they're the tag team champions. They just got a ton of challengers. I think that's great for them. It means they're going to be featured more. Of course, Roman Reigns, the top dog, staying on the top show with the biggest audience, the biggest possible audience on Fox. Obviously, this is going to be great for him. And finally, we've got two more. Where did I put them? Natalya, could please stand up. We'll do Toni Storm first because I see her name here on the list. Oh, man. She needs something. I don't think this is good or bad for her because she just doesn't have anything right now. Her thing is she likes music. Big deal. Who cares? Like, come on. Let's get her something meaty to work with here. Again, the division is quite varied, so maybe that's going to help her. But, yeah, I don't know. I mean, at least she's not on the same brand as Carmella and Zelina Vega. I feel like she would have that would have been her ceiling, basically. So maybe I think with the women's division being so mixed up now, maybe it's a clean slate. She has an opportunity to stand out. I don't know. That leaves Natalya. There's Natalya. Where are you, Natalya? You're right here. Why did I skip you? I don't know. She got split from her tag team partner. Put on SmackDown. I feel like she's going to be of good use on SmackDown. Probably more so behind the scenes than on camera. So I think that this is a good, because there's a bunch of people here who just came up. There's Aaliyah, Xia Li, Shotzi. So yeah, I feel like this is probably good for her in terms of staying with the company. They're never going to get rid of Natalya anyways. So yeah, this is a good move. It's not like a great move being split from Tamina. They were just tag team champions. I'm not really sure. Tag team, there are literally no women's tag team champions anymore. So I guess by that virtue, it's kind of good to get off the sinking ship of the women's tag division, because there are no tag teams at all. So maybe they'll make some. Anyways, yeah, that's sort of a good to whatever move, I guess, for her. It's not really a bad move. So it kind of feels like only 3 people that moved to SmackDown or remained with SmackDown, either one, got a bad deal. And then maybe Sami, but I feel like he's going to go to AEW. So yeah, and then there's a couple unknowns here. So yeah, man, I think this is pretty solid right here. Pretty solid thing. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. What did I get wrong here? I think SmackDown's kind of the place to be these days. If you can get TV time on SmackDown, I think you're doing pretty good. Anyways, they should make a faction out of some of these people. Add Ricochet to the Bloodline. I know he's not like family or anything, but he'd be kind of cool as like their X Factor guy, right? Mid-card guy. Anyways, that's going to do it for us. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Watch these other videos. I got my Raw. The same thing I did for Raw is up at the channel right now. Thanks for watching. Till next time, we'll talk to you later.